This is Radio Einstein with another episode of Bombastische Debatten and Other Catastrophes. Tonight we will talk about the question of if scientists should get involved in politics. For this, we will travel back in time to the 1940s. Let's buckle up and enjoy the ride. It is October 1st, 1940. Albert Einstein has just passed the US citizenship test, and he gives an interview. Let's see him talk about science and politics.
True develop frequently has enduring influence even in the realm of politics. But in order to influence the course of political events directly, one must also have the gift to influence people and their actions directly. This is rather a matter of arousing and using emotion, and personal confidence can appear understanding of cause and connection. For this reason, intellectuals have little chance to impress an audience.
So basically Einstein said that intellectuals and scientists should stay out of politics. Yet by 1946, so only 6 years after he had made the statement, Einstein had become one of the most politically active members of the scientific community. So what has changed his mind? Responsible for this change was the onset of the nuclear age. Imagine your life after an atomic blast. Your house laid in shambles, food and water contaminated, and you suffer from nasty symptoms of radiation poisoning. This is the reality that people in Hiroshima and Nagasaki had to face at the end of World War II. Reactions within the scientific community to the atomic bombings were mixed, ranging from cheerful pride to grief and regret. Some scientists like Einstein felt anxious for the future of humankind. They understood that atomic weapons have the potential to threaten life on Earth with nuclear annihilation. Yet this realization about the destructive potential of atomic weapons did not automatically turn scientists into political activists. A famous example is J. Robert Oppenheimer. While Oppenheimer was not at ease with the blood that he had on his hands, he refused to accept responsibility for the atomic bombings.
I never regretted, and do not regret now, having done my part of the job. I only regret that it was not done 2 years earlier. It would have saved 1 million or more lives.
So why is it that not every scientist turned into a political activist after the atomic bombings? 3 factors had to come into place in order for scientists to become politically active. First, they had to recognize that something was wrong. For Einstein, the problem was that the atomic bomb had not been used against the Nazis as initially intended. In 1939, Einstein signed a letter to President Roosevelt, which initially started the Manhattan Project. At that time, Einstein was convinced that the making of the atomic bomb was necessary to defeat a great evil, Nazism, which justified the making of a weapon of mass destruction. Yet the atomic bomb was not used against the Nazis because it did not get completed in time. When Truman decided then to use the bomb against the Japanese instead, it threw Einstein and some of his colleagues into a deep moral crisis. The use of the atomic bomb against any other enemy but the Nazis did not seem justified. Second, the scientists had to be convinced that the atomic bombings had been their fault. One of Einstein's students, and the real, but often forgotten genius behind the atomic bomb project was Leo Szilard. Szilard was a very strange Hungarian-German fellow who would soak in the bathtub for hours thinking about how the world works. But after the atomic bombings, he was haunted by regret. He felt so guilty that he even fantasized about his own persecution as a war criminal. Lastly, the scientists had to believe that they could avert the nuclear threat. The reason why Einstein and Szilard felt regret, why Oppenheimer did not, lies in their different religious beliefs and philosophical worldviews. Oppenheimer's Hindu beliefs made him convinced that his profession defined his duty. He saw it as his duty to make the bomb, yet the decision about its use was up to political decision makers. That was their duty. while politicians then decided about the use of the bomb, it was ultimately up to deity to decide who must die. This determinism made Oppenheimer believe that there was nothing that he could do about the destruction that the atomic bomb would bring. Like Oppenheimer, Einstein too believed that world events were predetermined, not by a deity, but by nature. However, Einstein refused and denied that determinism would free the scientists from accepting responsibility for their inventions. In fact, he actually stressed the importance of human free will and insisted that scientists had to take a stance against the atomic bomb. Because Einstein and Szilard hoped that they could help the world by saving it from nuclear annihilation, they founded the Emergency Committee of Atomic Scientists, or ECAS. Let's hear them talk to the public from New Jersey.
We scientists who released this immense power have overwhelming responsibility in this world life and death struggle to harness arm. I agree.
We just heard them do one remarkable thing. That is not just about his dialect and his accent, but he actually accepted responsibility for the use of the atomic bomb that they had helped create. Accepting responsibility for the consequences of their inventions may turn scientists into political activists. In this day and age, where the existence of nuclear weapons has become an accepted reality, an often forgotten threat to our very survival, where cloning is a possibility and artificial intelligence is on the rise, in this day and age, we have to think about our relationship between science and politics and follow Einstein's example. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed our excursion to the past. Talk to you next time on Radio Einstein.